What's in the box, right? Three guesses. Granted though, right? You've probably seen the title. Yeah, so very big box, bigger than what I thought it'd be. But finally, Cubeamajig Series 2. Where to begin? Let me readjust, right? Chuck that out of the way. Reorganize, sit down. Now, if you don't know what this is, how very fortunate of you, right? If you do know what it is, if you ordered it, right? If you were ecstatic over the professor's, endorsement, sucks, right? It really sucks. So if you don't know what it is, these are pods, right? There are loads of products now, right? Loads of products for reusable booster pack pods. This is obviously for MTG. I don't know if anyone has seriously attempted like Flesh and Blood or anything like that, but a lot of games you can usually set up pods for drafting, play. Okay, this is from Dragon Shield, right? So I want to compare the two because the big thing about Cubeamajig 2, it began 2021. So I backed it. Looking at my emails, I backed it on the 24th of the 7th, 2021. It got funded on the 13th of the 8th, 2021, right? So today is August 2023, which means it has basically been 2 years since these were funded and everyone has just been left waiting, right? And I've seen a lot of complaints about quality. I mean, this box in itself, it's warped, the edge isn't perfect. The majority of new age products are plastic, right? Not cardboard, a bit more durable, if you will. But I do want to keep somewhat of an open mind as we go through the products and see the quality overall, what I've got, and the feel. And hopefully it's somewhat decent. Now, the other big thing, I don't play Magic anymore. I don't collect Magic anymore. And I know a lot of people are in that same wheelhouse, right? They have gone away from Magic because of obviously what Hasbro and WotC have been doing over these past 2 years. So I'm sure there's lots of people out there like me who at least bought a decent stock of them because it seemed like a great project. It was again endorsed by the professor. I've looked for his video. I can't see it, so I'm pretty sure he's gotten rid of it because it is not a great thing to still be attached to. In fact, he endorsed his own, right? Not endorsed, he partnered. Even better. Same company he's partnered with for the release of his set of round table decks for Flesh and Blood. I'll have to look it up. I'll probably, put it on screen. But yeah, Cubeamajig. The insults upon injury, if you will, right, was how they have handled it. How they handled updating everyone, how they handled trying to give everyone a bonus for their horrific handling of their product. Yeah, there's not really much to say about that. I'm sure, if you have any idea what these products are, you are most likely with the crowd, heavily against it. But like I said, I do want to keep an open mind as we go through the products and have a look. The shells in themselves, again, with the warping and that, it's debatable. I mean, I did not cut that, by the way. I have not opened anything. Now, what about the actual shells, right? The packs. So they are plastic, which is nice. They look equivalent. No. I'm going to say the Dragon Shield are a bit nicer in the way they are sealed. Yes. So they're a latch system. This is indented on one another, which means if the little folds, right? Not technical. Warp or anything like that, these are going to have problems, right? So if, this is bent, warped, nicked, torn, then it's no longer going to hook. And overall, this system probably works a lot better. And overall, the feel of the plastic too. This is a lot thinner compared to the Dragon Shield one. Yeah, don't buy Cubeamajig. Overall, right? Don't feed into this company. The frames, there are a lot of other companies as well that are doing the framework for their next project. I don't care how good quality they make the new things. Right? It's not acceptable to do what they did. in all honesty. But, right, paid for it. At least want to see what it is. Again, I was trying to say I'll keep an open mind. But I am a very jaded person. So these are the actual big things. The actual cubes. Right, so I got 2 of them. It was meant to be one for me, one for my brother. Right, back when we were big in MTG, it was meant to be, a Christmas gift for the next year. Or a birthday gift, depending on when it came. And now it's again... 2 years later, he as well has somewhat moved away from Magic. I need scissors or a knife. Here we go. These look to be in a lot better nick, right? Obviously, because they are nicely wrapped and protected. So let's cut into this and see what I can use it for. Because yeah, even obviously canceling, getting returns, all that, never going to happen, right? The company has done a really, really bad job of handling PR, as well as handling, backlash from the community. Again, the thing that was meant to smooth it over was a $10 reward or a free frame from their next project. Granted, though, you have to A, pledge for that product, or B, you have to pay for shipping, which either of the two, which is still horrible, especially for someone like me who's in Australia, right? So shipping would be, it would be worth way more than whatever it is. I think the better thing they could have done, right, would have done free shipping. If they'd done free shipping for the frames as the tide you over, smooth things over, a little bit of good PR, that would have gone over a lot better. It would cost them a lot more. Granted, that's what they don't want, but they really need to salvage things. Because in all honesty, I don't want this, right? I ordered the Dragon Shield ones last week. Came in a week, and I had to wait 2 years for this, which, in all honesty, this is the clear one, so I don't really care, right? I can squish. I'm going to do the same amount. Right? If you don't, look, okay? You want veins, you want actual grip, and look at that. No indents, nothing. This, right, warped. This is the quality I've waited 2 years for. I paid more than the Dragon Shield product. Right, especially once you factor in shipping, it's not great. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for purchasing Cubeamajig reusable gaming packs. It really means a lot to us that you pick them up, and we truly hope that you enjoy experiencing the product. No, right. So I just want to tack this on at the end because the initial review, unboxing, whatever you want to call it, was obviously very jaded. Right, especially watching it in retrospective. I tried to keep an open mind. It is a incredibly frustrating project to essentially be a part of, to endorse to some extent. Well, not endorse. What's the word? Right, support. I'll just say support. Yeah, it's just been frustrating by and large. Right, their handling has not been the greatest. Granted, it has actually been quite good. If you look closely enough, right? So the actual company backing it, especially the CEO, does keep up with comments, does respond, a lot, and that is a great thing to see. It's just that obviously the frustration from the community, especially with how supportive we were of its initial launch, feels like we just get washed away. Especially when we get, like the Fabtcg stuff, here's a freebie if you support our next project. It just sort of seems like they're sweeping it under the rug, and that's a big issue. So yeah, I just want to take a second to go over a few things, right? Passively, if you will. So, for starters, these little inserts, super annoying. Again, it's the whole frustration element. I mean, this is the type of thing where you sort of forget about it, right? And then you remember, oh, right, I did spend that money, didn't I? Has it come? No. Is it coming? No. Oh, okay. I'll forget about it again, and then the next time I remember, even more frustrating. Cycle. Yeah, so just to have these inserts in every single package, as someone who's, bought, what did it total to? I think 2 and 10 or something like that. Plus then the one I squashed. You're right. It's kind of annoying having these thank you cards, right? I don't want to be thanked. I want compensation to some extent. But anyway, as for the actual product, I got 2 Potomajigs, right? They, again, great. Definitely the keeper element of the product. For the actual inserts, right, what's the Cubeamajigs? One, again, there are so many people who are in the same boat as me. We no longer are part of the MTG community, so having this type of product, and for what it's meant for, cubing and drafting. Is cubing the word? To be honest, this was going to be, I'm pretty sure, my and my brother's endeavor into actually making cubes and playing with that format for MTG, rather than just creating commander decks and playing commander. But yeah, right. It's 2 years later. I'm not part of MTG. I don't open any more MTG, and yeah, it's just a waste of space. I'm half tempted just to throw all the inserts out and just keep the boxes, because they are, again, nice boxes with, you know, nice artwork, and they are actual proper cardstock material rather than, you know, again, the plastic, right? So it's the other issue we were discussing, where they're just behind the times to an extent, right? With the manufacturing quality and what you can get nowadays, these don't feel good. They don't feel like what you want to stick in here. In all honesty, I'd rather just go buy a bunch of Dragon Shield ones and stick them in here. The other thing is, I hate the 6 to a slot, right? Especially when you're selling them in lots of 10, because it means you have to buy 6 boxes to actually fill the slots accurately, and then you have 6 left over because there's obviously only 9 slots, and it's just a headache in itself. Plus, then also, you know, if I buy sets of these, 6 go on there, then I'm left over with 4, right? I can't split some into this side, right, for this other pod. So yeah, it's just the numbers and their inability to line up in terms of stylization and pods is a bit annoying, especially with a product like this, where you can, you know, if you're making a pod, you could have cards related to whatever the imagery is, and so on and so forth. So you want, again, some level of being able to divvy things up evenly and symmetrically, so that you can, you know, have a decent pod. Tokens, that's the other big thing. So I do like the tokens. Granted, again, I have very little use for the tokens. They are nice artwork, right? Fantastic all around, and it's good to have this giant box of cards that are just going to sit on a shelf. Sorry. Again, trying not to be jaded. Yeah. Then the last thing, right? If you didn't buy a pod and all you got were the actual cube boxes with the 10 reusable booster packs, I understand your frustration, right? These boxes are put together horribly. They're most likely done by hand, because I've opened a few. In fact, all of these inserts are taken out of the boxes in the correct ordering. So for instance, there's matching ones right here, except they don't actually match, right? See that? So you can sort of tell they were put in by hand. In fact, they are, all right, the other one's on this side for that, right? Because they're 10 and they're 10. But yeah, if you just got these little Cubeamajigs with the intention to reseal, reuse, I can understand the frustration over their quality, right? Because these are, to me, really just throwaway cardboard packaging, right? They're not great. I mean, I might use it for bulk storage or something like that, but altogether, they're not something I'd want to, you know, oh, cool, I've got this awesome artwork, let me show you. No, they're pretty much junk, right? They're not good quality cardboard or anything like that. They're just put together like any of the normal white box cardboard that you usually buy for filler. I've got some underneath my desk, right? Same sort of material. In fact, you can sort of see the edging. I've put this together more nicely than a lot of those boxes where the edges are squished or crushed, and yeah, altogether packaging. So the actual pods, good quality. The tokens, good quality. Inserts, again, just they feel behind their times. In fact, I found one review that I really quite like, and I think we'll just read it together, and yeah, leave it to that to sum it up. So basically, they have graded it. They've graded it across the board in all different segments. So they have a E for delivery, which I think a lot of us would highly disagree with, right? If you got yours when you initially got yours, right, when they actually started shipping, yeah, E is fair. It's still behind the ball, still behind the expectations that we all had. If you're someone like me, who's in the sort of intermediary time frame, right? So Australia hits a few months ago, something like that. So it does feel bad, but again, I've gotten mine a lot sooner than other people, so it's somewhat okay in that fashion. But yeah, delivery across the board has been horrible, especially, again, the communication issue was a big thing, especially with the proof set that they got and showcased, right? And a lot of us misinterpreting that as it being the final product, right? So it being, you know, almost time to actually receive our product. Okay, the Cubeamajigs, grade B+. The Cubeamajigs look lovely. I'm likely to leave the plastic outer layers on, yeah, because they've got a filament, right, to protect the art for a little bit. That's what I was scratching out before. I thought it was wear and tear. They look amazing. One issue seems to be the to be the particular wrap on some of them where they are slightly skewed to a side from a top-down perspective. That is interesting. Can we see that from top-down? Yes, okay. So on this side, right, they're not evenly centered is the issue. Altogether, again, behind the times, I don't like the latch system. That's horrible, right, especially because it opens the bottom instantly. The actual artwork is... what is it? It's not insert or anything like that. It's actually printed on the plastic, which is good. But it again could have been done in a much better fashion. So again, I think these are flimsy. I don't agree with the grading. I would say these are a bit lower in quality, especially with, again, what is available on the market at the current time. Where are we up to? Not sure if this could be a manufacturing error, packaging error, probably manufacturing error. Again, the quality control seems to be off across the board. Damage solution is easy fine, no. Right, that's pretty much it for the Cubeamajigs. Tokens, love them all, the art is solid, agree, they gave them an A+. The playmats, I didn't get one, so we'll skip over that. Polyamajig, B+, I disagree with this. I think the Polyamajigs are worth the money, right? Again, even if you throw away the shoddy insert and just keep it as a nice box for, game pieces of anything, doesn't have to be cards, and you could probably come up with your own insert for it outside of the plastic. That would probably work a lot better. There's a few different trays you could probably get and cut up. I mean, this comes to mind from from Ultra Pro, right? If I space it properly, I could probably fit a decent portion of it and cut it up. But yeah, there's definitely better inserts you could get, even just for deck boxes or something like that. Altogether, I would say that the Polyamajigs were not worth the wait, but they are worth the price, right? So what they say, art wraps nicely, would definitely look good on a shelf. Box cover has grooves to make it easy to open. I disagree. They're not the easiest grooves to utilize, right? Because you still can't really get your finger in or around. Can hold 54 of the Polyamajigs. Of course, small quantity like 36 can be used. Is that correct? 6 times 9. Yes, that is correct. 54. The black insert is where things get interesting. Yeah, it does. It's not a good insert, right? I mean, on one of them, right, it's been folded nicely on this box, whereas on this one you can sort of see where, the plastic gets that weird white tinge and its structural integrity is somewhat compromised. There are highly noticeable stress marks. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Overall, I doubt it would cause a problem for the function. Yeah, unless you're taking it in and out a bunch. Otherwise, decent product. I think it's above. But again, I mean, you're paying for the insert, so I guess the insert should be better quality. I still say it's not equivalent to the Cubeamajig. I think this is a far better standard than these. Clothing, I'm thankful for finally getting it. I tried not to let the frustration of being so late get in the way of the analysis. I hope you get your communication sorted, definitely, and delivery and fulfillment become easier. The product overall are solid if flawed in some small areas. I'd say some of them a bit bigger than small areas. Hopefully you have them rectified for the retail Cubeamajig too. That would definitely be interesting to see. I in all honesty, any retailer that backed this product, they're definitely attaching a bunch of stink to the product, right? You waited 3 years roughly for your stock to come in, for then you to sell, for it to suffer from wear and tear and all these other things that are not really excusable, right? Because again, your customer doesn't really care. They're your issue, not their issue. And then waiting for 3.0. No, don't Kickstarter it, right? You've got the capital at this point. Make it yourself. Make sure it's good, and then just market it normally, right? I don't think anyone in their right mind... Sorry, this is warped, right? Plastic's warped already. It just knows because it's like sticking out and squishing that one. Anyway, yeah, I don't think anyone in their right mind would back Cubeamajig 3.0, right? And then the comment right after that. E is generous. That's for the delivery, right? Seen a lot of negative reviews, so this is reassuring. That said, I'm still waiting on mine, and it's been so long that I literally don't even play MTG anymore. Pretty sure that's, again, the boat a lot of us are in. Is there any other comments for us to go through? Might as well just, share it with you guys. I probably should have just done that from the start. Do forgive me. I might end up just plastering it on top. There we go. Right. Being reasonable about the only way for them to get an F is that they failed to deliver. Yeah, okay, that's fair, because failure is failure. E minus, is that even a thing? Posted without finishing, I understand the frustration, blah, blah, blah. I honestly wish them the best in ironing out the minor issues and the major issues of delivering. Again, the big thing is basically delivering. Delivery. All I can say, this is a joke. The insert inside won't even fit a Cubeamajig. That I'm curious on. Right? I've seen a few people try and or complain that the inserts don't fit vertically. But yeah, I don't have that. Waste of time and money. Waste of time. Again, money is up for debate. What else? Anything else? Anyone else complaining a lot? No Cubeamajig, blah, blah, blah. That did not have the items for the Kickstart pledge included in the back kit automatically. Yeah, because of the... That's another thing. There was so many, like, do this survey, pick your art, and there was a lot of complex. I can understand how they suffered for it as well. But at the same time, if you're going to offer everything like that, you really should make sure that you can, you know, go all in on it and make sure that it's done both accurately and to the ease of your consumer, of your patriot. I've now received this product. It's awful. The box came with several dents, and the cheap plastic inserts is anything but sturdy. Yeah, again, for anyone who just got the little 10 packs, right, for being a reusable booster pack, I can definitely understand the frustration and the quality, right? Because again, you can literally go to a bunch of different companies at this point, get a far better insert. Yeah, the artwork, obviously not. I mean, I'm sure you can find ones with customized artwork, but altogether, if they came when, you know, the majority of people expected them, you know, a year ago, a year and a half ago, whatever you want to say, they would have been fine. It's just, again, they're behind the market at this point in time. Anyway, hopefully that's a little bit better than the brunt of the salt. I don't know. I mean, same questions, right? How do you feel? Did you buy some? Are you going to buy some? I don't think this will hit the shelves. No, like, it'll hit the shelves, but what I mean is it won't be competitive with Dragon Shield or any of the other companies that have moved into the space and done a far better job in a far quicker time. Yeah.